And now, Death Valley Days. Howdy, folks. I'm the Old Ranger, and I have another interesting true story for you about the historic Death Valley country. How is it that one man goes far in this world, becomes a big success, while another, with the same opportunities, never seems to get anywhere? That's the situation in our story tonight. To Big Charlie from Little Charlie.
Big Charlie from Little Charlie. Meet me at Saddleback tomorrow morning. Big deal set. Well, good for Little Charlie.
Charlie will be showing up any minute now. I left a note for him to meet us here.
I thought you were Charlie.
We're both Charlies. He's Big Charlie, I'm Little Charlie.
Oh.
Look at this belt, Papa. Isn't it stunning? I want it.
Well, I'm sorry, miss, but that's not for sale.
It says Blue Goat, $50.
Well, that's the name of the Indian who pawned it and the amount I loaned him against it.
Oh. Well, I'm sure if my father made him an offer, you will, Papa.
I'm out here buying a mine, daughter, not Indian jewelry.
Well, I do think the least you can.
I got your message.
I figured you would. Meet Mr. Gates, Charlie Loomis.
Spencer Gates, the Gates Mining Syndicate?
That's right.
It's a pleasure to meet you, sir.
And this is my daughter, Consuelo.
Also a pleasure.
Thank you.
The papers are all drawn up. All they need is your signature. Have you a pen and ink?
Sure.
There you are, Mr. Gates.
And here are the checks. I made them out separately. $25,000 each. To Charles Loomis. And to Charles Porter.
$25,000. Thank you, sir.
Yes, thanks, Mr. Gates.
And now what do you say if we ride out to my new mine and check up on a few things?
Sure, I'd be glad to.
First of all, will you please buy this belt for me?
He told you it's not for sale, Consuelo.
Well, if the young lady would like to leave her name and address and Blue Goat don't claim it in a couple of years, why...
A couple of years? I want it now.
Does that belong to Blue Goat?
Yeah.
Well, it doesn't anymore. It's yours, Miss Gates.
Mine?
Blue Goat will part with it if I say so. He owes me money, too.
You're wonderful. Now I know why they call you Big Charlie.
Shall we go?
Oh, sure.
Thank you. Don't I get a lamp?
You wait outside.
But I want to see the mine.
And put a jinx on it? Nothing doing.
It's supposed to be bad luck for a woman to enter a mine.
You don't believe that, do you?
Well, I do believe you get your clothes dirty, ma'am.
Oh, all right.
It's going to take a pretty good-sized pump to get that water out of there.
Yeah, that rain sure filled it up.
And I'll have to sink a vertical shaft for ventilation.
Well, I'd say about 200. Rock slide!
Consuelo, look out! Rock side! You all right, honey? Oh, I don't see how you ever got there so fast.
Me, I couldn't move.
No, don't put me down yet. I'm too weak to stand up. He's just the kind of a man you need in your company.
He knows mining, certainly.
And he's a go-getter, thinks and acts fast. But nothing stand in his way. He'd be invaluable to you.
It couldn't be you want him for yourself.
Of course I do. Buy him for me, Papa. Please.
All right, honey.
Look, Charlie, there's something I've got to tell you.
Yeah?
I had a talk with the old man this afternoon, Mr. Gates. He made me a proposition.
To represent him out here?
To go back east with him. Work in New York.
You said yes.
It's a chance of a lifetime.
Well, you'd be a blame fool if you didn't.
I'm glad you feel that way, Charlie. I was afraid, well, you know, we've been partners for 10 years. I'll get in to do something for you, too, once I'm set.
Oh, well, don't bother, Charlie. I'm staying right here.
You're not going to keep on prospecting.
No, I'm going to do something I've always had a hankering for. I'm going to buy out old Cy Dodge. I'm going to run Saddleback.
A trading post? What is there in that?
Comfortable living, a home, people.
But it won't lead anywhere.
Well, I don't want to go anywhere.
Look, Charlie, I know you're kind of sore at me for walking out on you.
Oh, not a bit. I expected it. You're much too big a guy to be willing to spend the rest of your life in the desert.
You're darn tootin'.
Well, me? Well, I'm little, Charlie. I belong here.
Haven't you got any ambition?
I don't want the world, if that's what you mean.
Well, I do. And I'm out to get my share of it. I'm going back east with Spencer Gates. Learn all there is to know about big business. Make myself indispensable to him.
Marry his daughter.
If she'll have me. She could do a lot worse.
Well, I hope it all works out as you say, Charlie.
It will. Nothing's going to stop me.
Spencer Gates Lomas behaved like an angel, didn't he?
I was petrified I'd drop him. Whoever invented the idea of a father holding a baby at a christening?
Better take him up to the nursery, Gibson. He's had enough excitement for one day.
Before he goes, I'd like to tell you about my christening present for him. I set up a trust fund in his name. 5,000 shares in the Gates Mining Enterprises.
Papa, how sweet of you.
5,000 shares? That's a small fortune.
Oh, it isn't every day that a man has a grandson.
I suppose if it had been a girl.
Oh, I'd have been disappointed, naturally. I've always wanted a son.
Sorry.
Oh, that's all right. You've given me a good son-in-law to follow in my footsteps. And now, a grandson to follow after him. Spencer Gates Loomis. We'll send him to the School of Mines here at Columbia. Give him all that engineering background, and then when he's ready to come into the office...
Oh, stop it. He's only 8 months old, and already you're talking about making a business machine out of him. Well, I won't have it.
Consuelo.
It's bad enough to be married to a man who thinks of nothing but work.
That isn't true, darling.
Oh, isn't it? You never have any time for me to do the things I want to do.
If you're thinking about the horse show...
And the opening night of the opera and the Astor Ball, the most brilliant party given in New York. We've missed them all because you've been too busy to take me.
Listen, my dear. Your husband is one of the ablest young men in this country. Right on the threshold of a tremendous career. You've got to make a few sacrifices for his sake. Go along with him.
Later it'll be easier, darling. Right now, these are the years that count. If you can just bear with me.
Of course, I'm a selfish little beast. Forgive me.
How much longer are you going to grub stake that old bindle stiff?
Well, Caleb, he'll strike it someday.
And if he don't?
At least he'll have tried.
Charlie, you're a fool, staking all these guys commewing around here.
I was a prospector once myself, Casey.
Yeah, and you'll be out prospecting again one of these days if you don't watch out.
Charlie! Charlie! Come quick. Blue goat dying. Got knife in belly.
Who stuck him?
Me.
You?
Blue goat eat bad fish. Got pain in belly. Swell up so. Hard like drum. Me stick 'em. Let gas out.
Where'd you ever get such a crazy idea?
Me see men stick knife in cow that get 'em gas. Swell up. Work fine.
Jerusalem. Some folks think life in the desert is dull.
Hey, are you closing up shop?
You heard what she said. We can't let Blue Goat die.
But this is Saturday night, Charlie. The best spending night. All the customers will be coming around.
They'll just have to wait.
Now, look, you don't have to be the great white father. You're a storekeeper. You should stay in the store and be...
I told the undertaker to send a second carriage full of flowers to the hospital.
That was very thoughtful of you. He meant more to me than my own father ever did.
He thought as much of you as if you were his own son.
You realize this makes you one of the wealthiest heiresses in America? And puts on my shoulders the responsibility of carrying on the vast financial empire that he built.
Not just yet. First, we're going to take a good long vacation. Go to Europe together.
Europe?
For at least 3 months.
Consuelo.
The children will be all right. They're 8 and 10 now, and Miss Rowlands will be here.
I'm not thinking about the children. I couldn't possibly get away at this time. With all the decisions to be made, your father's estate to settle.
That can wait.
That shows how little you know about business, my dear.
Look, I've been tied down here ever since Dad was taken sick. We've both been under a terrible strain. We need to get away.
Later, perhaps.
That's what you've been saying for years. Later, later, later. Well, I want to go now. I'm sick and tired of waiting.
Use your head, Consuelo. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to snap at you.
Oh, Charlie, what makes us quarrel so much? What's happening to us?
I guess it's my fault.
Perhaps we should be apart for a little while. Perhaps I should go to Europe anyway.
Why don't you? And I'll join you later if I find I can.
I hate to do this to you, Charlie, but I got no choice. Your taxes is way in arrears. If you don't pay up, I'll have to take this place over. That's the law.
How much time I got, Sheriff?
Well, under the circumstances, I'll extend it to 30 days.
Thank you, Sheriff.
Going at 1,500. Do I hear any more bids? This is just the building, mind you. The stock will all be auctioned off separately. Come on, fellers. How about you, Josh? You're not going to let this go for 1,500. Come on. Going once. Going twice. Sold to Mr. Sam Tobin for 1,500. And what a buy.
You can bet Sam Tobin won't extend credit or close up shop to 10 sick Indians. What are you going to do now, Charlie?
Start prospecting again? Just like you said.
Why, Charles, I thought you were dining at the club with the board of directors.
It had to be postponed. Consuelo, what's the meaning of this?
I'll order dinner for you, Charles. I'm going out myself to the opera.
I asked you a question. Who is this fellow?
It gives his name, doesn't it? Henri de Ferrand.
A French count.
Yes.
I've heard rumors you were receiving attention from some other man, but I didn't believe it. My wife.
Well, now you know.
I'm amazed at you, Consuelo.
I'm planning to marry him, Charles.
What?
Just as soon as you give me a divorce.
Consuelo, have you lost your mind?
I've waited over 20 years for a husband that would devote himself to me, Charles. Last I found one. Now I'm going to lead the kind of a life I like.
A life of pleasure.
Yes. A home in Paris, a villa on the Riviera. Swim, dance, have fun.
What does he do for a livelihood?
Nothing. But I have enough for us both. I'd be glad to have you keep the house, Charles.
You sound as if it were all settled.
It is, except for the divorce proceedings. The children can divide their time between us. They're practically grown up anyway.
And what about me?
There's Henri now.
Aren't you giving any thought to me?
You still have your business, which is what you were wedded to anyway.
I didn't know you could be so hard, Consuelo.
What do you think has made me so? Goodbye, Charles.
Hello, Sheriff. Charlie, I was hoping I'd run into some prospector. Can you give me a hand?
Doing what?
Feller dead in a shack up yonder. I found him when I stopped just now for water.
Murdered?
No, he's an old guy. Heat stroke, most likely. Been dead several days.
You want me to help you bury him?
If I can borrow your shovel, the only one in the shack's got a broken handle.
Sure, I'll be glad to. You lead the way, I'll follow you.
Oh, that's mighty good of you, Charlie.
Sure, I ain't no hurry. I'm not going nowhere in particular. Why, it's Caleb Peters.
You know him?
I grub-staked him for years. Lost track of him after I gave up Saddleback. Poor old guy.
Has he got any kin?
Not that I know of.
There may be something in the way of letters which will tell us. Here we are. Last will and testament. Charlie. He's left everything to you.
All of his debts. To Charlie Porter, my good friend and staker.
Here's his bank book. 150, 425.
190, 100. Where'd he get it all?
Little stracks here and there.
Oh, Caleb, I always knew you was honest. You'd pay me back someday.
Too bad it come too late to save Saddleback for you.
Oh, it ain't too late to buy it back again. And that's exactly what I aim to do. Now, if it don't fit, you can tell her to bring it back after Christmas and get the right size.
Thanks, Charlie. Oh, you spending Christmas alone?
Yep, right here.
You know, Charlie, you should get married.
Oh, shucks, I'm too old.
Every man needs a partner.
I've had the only partner I reckon I'll ever have.
Big Charlie.
Yeah. It's been all of 28 years now. It's funny. Still kind of miss the old son of a gun.
Well, Merry Christmas to you.
Yes, Merry Christmas, Casey.
Dad.
Ah, Connie.
Good evening, Grandpapa. I've been racing to get my Christmas shopping done.
Well, you still have a week.
Oh, but I haven't. I'm leaving day after tomorrow.
Leaving?
I've had the most wonderful invitation, Father. You know the Mortimers? Well, they're opening up their house in Stockbridge for the holidays. All our crowd is invited for a real old-fashioned Christmas.
And you're going?
Oh, I can't wait. I knew you wouldn't mind. I mean, Christmas doesn't mean a thing to you. You're not the sentimental type.
Of course not. Your brother will be disappointed, though, to come home and not find you here.
Oh, Gates. He'll be so busy stepping out with all his baby dolls, he'll never even notice. Paul Roger. Seems to me you're pretty popular yourself.
Just the usual from business friends.
Just listen to him. The big tycoon. Well, I must fly. I'm going to dinner at Delmonico's. Oh, by the way, I'm so terribly broke.
I'll have a check made out.
Thank you, Dad. You're the most practical parent. I adore you.
Hello? Yes? Yes, this is Mr. Charles Loomis. Yes, of course. Put him on. Hello, Gates. How are you? You're going where? Paris? I know your mother would like to have you with her over there. That's a pretty expensive trip for a couple... Oh, she cabled you the passage money. Sure. Oh, I understand. A Merry Christmas to you, too. And give my regards to Paris. By George, it's exactly what I'll do. Best Christmas dinner I ever ate. This country never changes, does it? Same sand, same smell of sagebrush, same everlasting silence.
Yep. It's only the men that's different.
You're not different, Charlie. You're just the same fellow you were 28 years ago.
Still no ambition.
Now tell me, if you could start all over again, go back to that day we camped here in '85.
I reckon I'd live my life the same way. It suited me. What about you?
Oh, I suppose I'd do the same, in spite of everything. I couldn't help myself. It's in the stars what we're to be.
No, it's in ourselves. You're born to be big, or you're born to be little.
And when all's said and done, who's to judge? Which is the better life?
Maybe you can answer that question now you've seen the story. Big Charlie or Little Charlie? Which is the better life? Material success or inner satisfaction?